Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto IO, a place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, so you don't have to. My name is Not Important, and I'm your host. Let's effing go. Coinbase CEO on its Wells notice. SEC is like soccer referees in a game of pickle. In case you didn't know, the SEC is now supposedly slapping a quote-unquote securities case on Coinbase. We'll see how that goes. How did this happen? Powell says Fed stumped over the collapse of SVB. We're totally going to get into that one. SEC files lawsuit against Tron's Justin Sun and celebrities over crypto securities offering. Oh, the SEC. You are a tyrant organization. All right, market. 1.161 trillion on the market. Bitcoin dominance still pulling back just a tad, 46.1%. ETH dominance 82.5%, and a whopping 13 GUI for an ETH transaction. What I'm noticing too is early in the morning between like 6 and 8 a.m., at least on the East Coast side, ETH transaction gas is down. It's, I guess if you're doing an ETH transaction, now's the time to do it. All right, market looking kind of flat after yesterday's pullback, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. Yeah, not a lot going on. Litecoin's pumping. Holy hell. What's going on with Litecoin? Rumor is their halving is coming up. I don't know, man. Believe it or not, Litecoin's a project that I have just stopped keeping track of. But rumor is that their halving is coming up in July, I think, and there's people talking about a 200% pump from where it's at right now. I don't know. I don't know. Litecoin has definitely lost my attention. Something to look into, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, it looks like about it, guys. So on to Bitcoin. After the FOMC meeting, here we'll just go ahead and move over to the chart. That's what we got. Now, mind you, if you've been watching the channel for the last couple of weeks, I've told you guys that a week and a half, something like that. Week and a half. Since the last big pump, guys, we have been in this ascending channel. Ascending channels have roughly a 68% chance of breaking to the downside. This is something that I've been telling you guys since I've noticed it basically building. And we definitely broke down. The FOMC meeting didn't help. Did I think this was potentially going to happen anyway? Yeah, we were due for a correction, absolutely. And again, being in this channel doesn't help any bullish case at all. So after the Fed FOMC meeting yesterday, Jerome Powell did raise interest rates by 25 basis points, like the market expected. But which was interesting, during the interview afterwards, the weird thing about what Jerome Powell was saying is people were asking him, are we going to continue raising interest rates for this year? And it's weird. I watched it and I felt like he really didn't say anything. Like he didn't really answer those questions. Like he waffled basically, with, oh, we're not sure yet. We might, we're not saying we will. We're not saying we won't, basically. And it's funny, because there's people across crypto Twitter and across crypto space that are saying that he said he is going to continue raising interest rates. And then there's some people that said that he said he isn't. And I got kind of like a waffle out of it. I watched it and I was like, he didn't really say anything. Here is what he did say. He did say that their goal is to get us down to 2% inflation. Good fucking luck. They're full of shit. There's no way you can there's no way you can pump money into the system as well as raise interest rates and expect it's almost like a stalemate, in my opinion. A stalemate for financial disaster, to be completely honest. But so he was saying that the goal is to get to 2%, and right now they're saying that they don't have inflation tamed, obviously. But when asked if they're going to continue to raise interest rates, he waffled and was like, well, you know, we're going to wait and see what happens. We're not sure if we're going to pause or whatever. The one thing that I did get out of it is that they aren't going to lower interest rates anytime soon. So that's something to think about. But anyway, with that news, this is what it did to Bitcoin. We had a substantial couple of red candles on the hourly. We pulled back to roughly, I think it was 26.5. On Bitstamp, we're at 26.7, 695. And then we bounced. Once we bounced, we came up above, which is actually my last buy order, that 27.310. And then pulled back, bounced, pulled back. And we kind of started this little baby bull flag, bull pennant, whatever you want to call it. And just a few hours ago, we popped out of it and we broke out. So if you're watching that and you made some profits on it, good job. Outside of that, let's go to a lower time frame and see what that looks like. Looks like we're printing another small bullish flag, potentially bullish pennant. This is a 15. And on the 15, you can see this earlier pennant. I mean, that's damn near perfect. I mean, that's a flag all day long. So we're doing the same thing right here. Now, mind you, these are smaller time frames. If you don't trade very often, the smaller the time frame, the smaller the move. But what these are good for is showing you the potential direction of the market when you do back out and go to your bigger time frames. So same kind of thing right here. Little baby flag. In here, I'll give you guys some quick TA. And this is like basic. And mind you, big like professional traders will try and either front run this or anti-trade things like this because they know that all the amateur traders like myself are looking at these basic setups. So it's just something to think about. I don't trade small time frames very often, but I use them as just ideas of what the market is potentially going to do. So with that being said, if you're measuring the move, you use the flagpole, which is the start of the pattern, basically the run up to the top of the channel or the top of the flag, and then when it starts to consolidate. So let's say it breaks out right about here. You're potentially looking at a 1.21% run. And imagine this is Bitcoin, so again, in small movements. You'll usually get about 75% of these runs too before it corrects. What I would expect to see if it does pump, we're going to bounce onto this 27,980, we'll just call it 28. We're going to hit this 28, and that's what we'll be looking for. If we hit this 28, we're going to be looking for it to either A, get rejected, come back down to the bottom of the channel, potentially range here for a little bit, or if it breaks above this and then turns this into support, do we continue to go up back into this pattern? But that's what I'm looking at right now for Bitcoin. Again, if we break out of this is the 15-minute. If we break out of this mini flag, the next range of potential resistance I'm going to be looking at is this $28,000 level. Go back to the 1 hour. I'm talking real slow today, guys. I haven't woken up yet. Yeah, 28 would be what I would be looking at if we break out of this mini flag. See where it goes from there. Yeah, I'm seeing it a little bit of resistance there. I'm seeing it mostly as support on the last couple of patterns we've had. Let's go to 4. We ain't been there for some time. Daily. Don't mind my crazy ass lines, guys. I'm a weirdo. Yeah, I would just say as a psychological level, I would keep an eye on that 28 if we break out of that pattern and see what we're going to do. Back to 1. Yep. So that's what I'm looking at, guys, for Bitcoin. If not, if we do break down from this 27.3 and go lower, I've got buy orders at 25.8. There's people calling for 25.2. If we lose 25.2, what I'm hearing is there's a potential to go back down to 22, then to 20. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the reality is, look, we've been pumping pretty hard. Bitcoin needs to cool off. It's due for a little bit of a correction. It's healthy if it does. Ethereum, same thing. Ethereum actually did a bear flag because it didn't have that pump the same way that Bitcoin did. So this technically is a bear flag. It just dropped and then started flagging, and then we broke down from that bear flag, and then we're flagging again. So again, you guys know my levels. They're all marked over here. This is what I'm looking at. It's the weird part, or the unfortunate part, is it looks like they're both running out of steam. If I'm seeing, small little candles, not a lot of volume, to me that's not bullish. So decision time is coming. The weekend is coming. We know how weekends go. With that being said, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I am a terrible trader, and I'm just some idiot in his room on YouTube looking at lines on a computer screen. But per usual, guys, trade conservatively, manage your risk, stop losses in place, etc., etc. Moving on, let's go to the news. Coinbase CEO on its Wells notice. SEC is like soccer referees in a game of pickle. So in case you didn't know, the SEC, I don't know if they officially have filed a lawsuit against Coinbase, but they have put them on notice that, hey, we're probably going to take you to court. The rumor is that Armstrong, the CEO, is all for it. Like, LFG, let's go to court. We're ready for it. We don't care. We're prepared. Which is actually good for the crypto space. Now, mind you, if this is just posturing, I don't know. I mean, this is Coinbase. This is like, I feel like Coinbase is the government's exchange to an extent. It's the number one easiest onboarding platform, but it's kind of like they go back and forth. Like sometimes you feel like they're very much in the pocket of the government. Then they do things like this where they say, well, we're going to fight them. So who knows? Is this posturing? Is this a gimmick? I don't know. But if Coinbase goes to court, do I think they will lose or allow themselves to lose? Absolutely not. So a W for Coinbase is definitely a W, at least against the SEC. A W for Coinbase is, in my opinion, is definitely a win for the whole crypto space in general. So let's go ahead and read the article. Brian Armstrong made the interesting analogy when asked to explain the firm's recent Wells notice in NFL terms. Brian Armstrong, the co-founder and CEO of crypto exchange Coinbase, has compared the United States Securities and Exchange Commission to a soccer ref in a game of pickle, criticizing U.S. regulators for not being able to agree on the rules of this new game. The comments came after Armstrong revealed that his firm had been issued a Wells notice on March 22nd, which was yesterday, which he said typically precedes an enforcement action. There's his tweet. Go ahead and follow him. The Coinbase CEO has been critical of U.S. regulators' seeming lack of clarity around crypto regulation. There has also been an ongoing debate on who should be the primary body regulating crypto. Asked to explain the most recent development in NFL terms, Armstrong quipped, "Imagine you've got both football and soccer refs on the field, but we're actually playing pickleball. Fastest growing new sport in America. The refs really can't agree on the rules of this new game, and one of them decides to change a call they made back in April of 2021. The reference to a call they made back in April 21 refers to the SEC's approval of Coinbase's application to go public. Armstrong argued that its filings clearly explained its asset listing process and included 57 references to staking. And this kind of actually reflects back on the same thing that XRP is going through. If I remember correctly, and don't quote me on this, but the Hindenburg files or Hindenburg, I don't know, the files that they're trying to get released to the public that the SEC keeps fighting to keep sealed. It's literally a discussion between the head of the SEC at the time, if I remember correctly, and the CEO and the founders of XRP, and showed them what they were planning on doing. And this guy basically gave him the go-ahead and said, yeah, go for it, you'll be fine. And so they did that, and now they're being hit with this SEC case. This is what Armstrong's saying. It's the same thing. When they presented all this stuff and said, here's this, here's that, what do we do? Where's your regulatory clarity? Are we within the guidelines? Are we doing what we should be doing? And the SEC goes, yeah, you're good. So then they do it, and then the SEC comes back and goes, oh, no. You're in violation, and we're going to take you to court. The reality of all this is what it's getting to a point of, and at least to us on the outside, I mean, I don't know what the court's thinking. I don't know what any regulatory body is thinking, but to us, you're literally getting to the point where it's like the boy who cried wolf. You're literally saying everything's a security. You're hitting everybody with these lawsuits to where when this first happened to XRP, everybody lost their minds. They lost their shit. They figured, crypto was done. They figured XRP was done. But literally, that case has gone on so long, and it looks like XRP is going to win. And it's literally like the nail in the coffin for the SEC. So now they have all these, which we're getting into with the Justin Sun one. They have all these cases against all these projects, and now it just looks like a joke. It doesn't affect the price. No one gives a shit anymore. So what's the point? Like, what's the angle? So I don't get it. I'm not smart enough to figure it out, but I am looking at it going, I mean, you're hearing about a new case against a new project damn near daily now, and we're getting numb to it. Congratulations. We're not worried about it anymore. So moving on with the article. In a separate tweet, Coinbase Chief Legal Officer Paul Grewal claimed the SEC provided no clear rule book, which is what we've been saying forever, on crypto regulations, and that efforts to engage with the SEC are met with silence or enforcement actions. Yes, exactly. You're not going to give us any clear regulation, but if we ask, it's like going to the IRS and saying, hey, can I write all this stuff off? Well, now they just turn their eye on you and they're going to go through all your shit. Both executives appear to welcome the chance to use the legal process to provide the crypto industry with regulatory clarity. We are proud to stand up for our customers in the industry in these moments, said Armstrong. Going forward, the legal process will provide an open and public forum before an unbiased body where we will be able to make clear for all to see that the SEC simply has not been fair, reasonable, or even demonstrated a seriousness of purpose when it comes to its engagement on digital assets. Again, this is something I've been yapping about since I started this channel. I love that they said we're proud to stand up for our customers. Now, again, I'm not a huge fan of Coinbase, man. Their fees are insane. And again, I don't know exactly what Armstrong's game plan is. I have mixed feelings about the dude and where Coinbase is going to go. But the SEC is supposed to be there to protect us. Every lawsuit that the SEC files against a project could potentially tank that project. How is that protecting the customers of that project? Someone please explain this to me. So with Armstrong standing up and saying, yeah, we're good, we're going to go to court, we're going to fight this, we care about our customers. That is the bottom line here, in my opinion. This isn't about, like, look, what does the SEC expect to happen? All they're really doing is going to find these people and collect a check while potentially tanking the price of coin, while potentially forcing Coinbase to lose customers throughout the litigation process, whatever. You're not protecting customers. You're going after blood money. Anyway, while other firms like Kraken reached a settlement with the SEC and just cut them a check, all's fine and dandy. High five. See you later. Bye. We'll leave you alone now. That required it to stop offering staking services to U.S. customers. Armstrong has repeatedly asserted that Coinbase's staking services are not securities and that the firm would be happy to defend this position in court if required. The crypto community has widely commended the recent notice, with many agreeing that the SEC has reversed its earlier position regarding Coinbase. Many have also thrown their support behind Coinbase, seeming to agree that Coinbase would be fighting on behalf of the entire U.S. crypto industry, as an unclear regulatory environment drives activity offshore. What's the angle, man? What's the plan? Why are they doing this? What are they expecting to gain? Or is it really just about money? They don't give a shit. Maybe it is just about money, man. Maybe they don't really care about whether they tank crypto or not. Maybe it's not that malicious or diabolical. Maybe it's just like, fuck it, we're going after giant corporations that are worth billions of dollars. Let's see if we can get a piece of it. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. Next story. How did this happen? Powell says Fed stumped over the collapse of SVB. Let me make a comment on this too before I go on. These are supposedly the most intelligent financial minds of our country. These people control our financial system. These people regulate our financial system. Your savings, our money in the bank, etc., etc. Why is it that, I don't know, all of us crypto channels, all of us financial channels, on a bunch of people on fucking YouTube, excuse my language, could see exactly how this happened, but the Fed's like, well, I don't know how we did it. I don't know how we missed it. How do we know? How can we look in the back workings of these banks and be like, yeah, this is how it happened? How can we figure it out? But the other like, I don't know. This blows my mind. These are the people that are supposed to be the smartest financial minds on the planet, or at least in our country. And they're like, fuck, we missed it. Fuck that one up. Sorry, guys. It's so sad. I'm so over it. Sorry, guys. Moving on. In a post-FOMC meeting on March 22nd, the chairman of the Federal Reserve said his only interest is that we identify what went wrong here. Well, I don't know. You could ask any of us. We'll tell you. United States Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell has conceded that his regulator was blindsided by the sudden collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, despite it being under their watch. First of all, you're hiking up rates, which I'm not saying you don't have to do. You're hiking up rates faster than you ever have, ever. I think there's one time we've done it close to this speed. I don't remember. Don't quote me on it. As well as we have a fractional reserve banking system, which they fudged numbers on, so you never know what their actual losses are or what they're actually holding and what their assets are, etc., etc. And you're surprised? Dude, we know why this happened. Why don't you? It almost makes me think that they put out these statements to like the general public that just doesn't, not saying they couldn't understand the financial systems and financial workings. They just don't pay attention. They're too busy, trying to feed their families and work their 9-to-5s and coming home and trying to unwind and have a drink and take one breath before they go back to sleep and wake up and do it all over again. So it's almost like they just say this stuff to put those people's minds at ease so they don't have to think any further on it, and they just go right around doing their normal daily bullshit again. All right, at a press conference held just after the Federal Open Market Committee meeting on March 22nd, Powell said he immediately knew there was a need for an internal investigation when the bank shut down on March 10th. A little bit late to the punch, bud. Stating, I realized right away there was going to be a need for a review. I mean, the question we were all asking ourselves over the first weekend was, how did this happen? We realized we needed a review after the bank collapsed. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm taking way longer than I should to read these today, but I am just absolutely fucking floored by these people at this point. We realized right away that there was going to be a need for a review. You fucking think a bank collapsed? The second largest bank collapse in the history of the country, and you realized you were going to need a review. Jesus Christ with these people. The Federal Reserve on March 13th announced the launch of an internal investigation led by Vice Chairman Michael Barr to look into the events surrounding the failure of SVB and how the Fed supervised and regulated the bank. Well, they didn't. That's the point. Powell confirmed that Barr will be testifying next week. We're doing the review of supervision and regulation, Powell said. My only interest is that we identify what went wrong here, he added. How about a fractional reserve banking system that pumps fake bullshit ass money into the country and has shit for fucking assets? SVB's collapse has been linked to the Federal Reserve's successive interest rate hikes that have been aimed at taming inflation. This is understood to have eroded SVB's long-term bonds it purchased at near zero rates. There you go, bud. What kind of investigating do you need to do? When SVB announced that it suffered a $1.8 billion after-tax loss and was looking to raise $2.25 billion, the market panicked, leading to a $160 billion wipeout in its market cap in 24 hours. At the time, despite SVB CEO Greg Becker urging investors to stay calm, which they always fucking do, and not to panic, depositors began to request withdrawals from SVB in masses, causing a bank run, which I don't give a shit what anybody says. In my opinion, you should have every right in the world to do. These people are now talking about, censoring social media so people can't talk about doing a bank run. And if I remember correctly, I've done a bit of research, not a ton. I think I read somewhere that technically gathering a group of people and doing a run on a bank is actually illegal. Fuck you. So me going and getting my money out of my bank with my homies is illegal. If this doesn't tell you how, these people look at us like we're fucking peasants, then I don't know what will. So, anyway, on March 10th, the United States Federal Deposit Insurance Commission stepped in, taking possession of SVB to help depositors get access to their money. Emergency measures were put in place by the government soon after to guarantee all deposits at SVB. Yeah, they just printed more money. Powell's latest comments on SVB come as the Federal Reserve Board announced that it will increase interest rates by 25 basis points. The news has U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren, she's an idiot, frustrated with Powell, which is all bullshit, who has now raised interest rates 9 consecutive times to 5%. I think he's a dangerous man to have this job, she said in March 20th. But she goes on and she grills Powell, which again I still think is a complete charade. How do these people not know what's going on? Again, these people hold some of the highest financial chairs in the country. You think they're not back there going, okay, we're going to talk like this, we're going to say this to each other, we're going to act like we're enemies. But again, when this girl is grilling Powell and going back and forth about raising rates could break things, which we know, that's the point, it has to. Never once do either of these people bring up the question, so what do you recommend then? Because Warren's saying stop raising rates, Powell's going, we have to raise rates. But no one goes, okay, so if we stop raising rates, how are we going to, what else can we do to curb inflation? They don't even bring it up. They don't even talk about it. No no discussion on how to solve the problem. Let's just yell at each other and scream at each other. And one says we have to, one says we don't, or one says we should, and one says we shouldn't. But no, let's address the actual problem. Cool. If we stop raising rates, what is the game plan to lower inflation? It's all bullshit. These people don't care. It's all an agenda. I hate to sound like the conspiracy theorist over here, but the more I watch this, I'm like, you guys are. It's a damn theater. So we've never seen hikes at this rate in the modern economy, she said, adding that it risks pushing our economy into a recession. That is absolutely, that's the goal. To bring down inflation, you have to go into a recession. Read a goddamn fucking high school economics book. Like, who are these people? Warren believes that the efforts of Powell's weak regulatory approach, by the way, Warren helps put those policies in place to allow the banks to do what they're doing, just in case anyone's wondering. Warren believes the effects of Powell's weak regulatory approach towards large banks in the U.S. over the last 5 years is another factor to blame for the recent banking crisis. I predicted 5 years ago the consequences of that kind of weakening would be that we see these banks load up on risk, build their short-term profits, give themselves ginormous bonuses and big salaries, and then some of those banks would explode. You're the one to help put those policies in place that allow those banks to do this shit, Miss Warren. That is exactly what happened on Jerome Powell's watch, Warren added. It's theater, guys. These people work together. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. Last but not least, and I apologize, guys. Again, I'm very opinionated this morning. I guess when I'm sleepy, I can't keep my mouth shut about my opinions. This should have been a short video. It's not. All right. SEC files lawsuit against Tron's Justin Sun and celebrities over crypto securities offerings. Among the celebrities who settled with the Securities and Exchange Commission for their role in promoting TRX and BTT were actress Lindsay Lohan, YouTuber Jake Paul, and singer Akon. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission has called for a jury trial against Tron founder Justin Sun for the orchestration and the unregistered offer of sale, manipulative trading, and unlawful touting of crypto assets and securities. Now, mind you guys, Justin Sun is not a U.S. citizen. This is all bullshit. It doesn't mean anything to Justin Sun. He doesn't give a fuck. In March 22nd, in a March 22nd filing in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, the SEC named Sun, the Tron Foundation, BitTorrent Foundation, and Rainberry over the offer and sale of Tron and BitTorrent, alleging the tokens were securities. The financial regulator further alleged Sun engaged in manipulated wash trading, drive public interest. Does anyone proofread these articles? Driving public interest in the two tokens by enlisting the help of celebrities. Yeah, every company on the planet does this. Among the celebrities promoting TRX and BTT were American rapper DeAndre Cortez Way, also known as Soulja Boy, Austin Mahone, actress Lindsay Lohan, YouTuber Jake Paul, and singer Aluian Thiam, also known as Akon. Akon was also behind projects to create a crypto city in Senegal and Uganda. Although celebrities were paid to promote TRX BTT, their touts on social media did not disclose that they had been paid or the amounts of their payments. Let's be real, y'all. It's 2023. If any celebrity goes on any social media platform and talks about anything that could potentially make you money, they're getting fucking paid for it, or they would not be doing it. Wake the fuck up. Sorry. Thus, the public was misled into belief. This is where the problem is. We keep allowing these people to act like they're coming to save us, and they're not. Stop using these people as a crutch because you made a bad decision. Take some responsibility. Because the more you let them take, the more they're going to completely fucking ruin everything. Thus, the public was misled into believing that these celebrities had unbiased interest in TRX and BTT and were not merely paid spokespersons. According to SEC, Sun's action in the offer and sale of TRX and BTT violated aspects of the Securities Act. The regulatory alleged that the Tron founder was responsible for more than 600,000 wash trades of TRX from April of 2018 to February 2019, which led to Sun selling more than $31 million worth of the token. While we're neutral about the technologies at issue, we are anything but neutral when it comes to investor protection. Yeah, fucking right. Said the SEC Enforcement Director, Gurbir Gruel, Mr. Gigi. As alleged in the complaint, Sun and others used an age-old playbook to mislead and harm investors by first offering securities without complying with registration and disclosure requirements, and then manipulating the market for those very securities. With the exception of Mahone and Soulja Boy, the other celebrities named in the case have settled with the SEC, agreeing to pay more than, there it is, just another money grab, agreeing to pay more than $400,000 in disgorgement, interest, and penalties. U.S. regulators said it planned to permanently prohibit Sun from acting as an officer or director of any firm offering crypto securities. Good luck, guys. In October 2022, the SEC announced it had reached a $1.2 million settlement with Kim Kardashian, Jesus Christ, for touting Ethereum Max EMAX tokens on her social media accounts, following a similar settlement with former NBA player Paul Pierce in February. SEC Chair Gary Gensler warned celebrities not to lie to investors when you tout a security. It's all about money, y'all. Where's that money going? So let's backtrack. If investors were actually defrauded in a real manner, shouldn't they be made whole again, or at least a little bit? Because what is the SEC doing with this money? It sure as shit ain't going back to any investor that lost money. No, they're just lining their pockets. So let's look at this. Blah blah, with the exception of blah blah. The other celebrities named in the case have settled. So let's say about 4 other celebrities. So let's say 2 mil there. So we're looking about, just off these numbers alone, roughly $2.2 million. Or let's just call it $2 million in settlements. For what? To pay the SEC for what? Now, mind you, this is $2 million in settlements as well. Not a negative judgment. Not that they were found guilty. It's just settlement. Go to court, pay us some money, see you later, bye. That's it. This is exactly what they're doing with Coinbase. This is exactly what they're doing with the XRP. This is exactly what they're doing with... This is what they do with Kraken. It's not about protecting investors. It's about finding a way to get fucking money in their pockets. Because they know these people have it. This is absolutely... Like, for example, if I went out and shilled a project... And let's say it pumped for whatever reason. I'm a nobody. They know I ain't got money. They're going to come after me. Absolutely not. Anyways, it just lets you know what they're doing, guys. They don't give a shit about you. This is... The SEC is the biggest joke right now over all this. Like sitting back and watching this, it's like, dude, what a waste of taxpayer money. What a waste of our judicial system. Like, these are all unelected officials. We didn't put them in place. We didn't pick them. Doing all this nonsense. Making all this money off of these big corporations just through settlements that never help the retail investor. Something to think about, y'all. All right, let's look at Bitcoin before we get out of here. It is flat. Flatter than a wall. Flatter than a 2-day-old Pepsi left open. We're just waiting for it to make a decision. Will it go up? Will it go down? I don't know. It's boring. This is boring crypto. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I'm sorry for rambling so much. Yeah. And Everything kind of seems like a joke lately. But per usual, y'all, if you do enjoy the rambling and content and news that I provide here on Boring Crypto IO, please, by all means, subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for notifications top right so you know when I do post a video. Watch the videos. Please like the videos if you enjoy the content. Please share the videos if you think that content provides value or could provide value to other people. And I'll see you guys bright and I probably won't see you guys tomorrow. Gotta do the adult job tomorrow. So guys, I probably won't be doing a video, unfortunately. If I do, I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know. It just depends on what time I need to show up, etc., etc. Anyways, if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you bright and early Monday. It's the weekend. Be safe. Shit gets volatile. I'm out of here.